Hola a todos, aquí Tore 22 de los 80. Continuamos con los crímenes de ABC. Continuamos con Poirot. Estamos en Churston, tercera víctima del ABC, con Carmichael Clarke. O sea, también conoce nombre, apellidos, también han coincidido. Sí, porque es que empiezan las letras. Tanto el nombre y el apellido tienen que coincidir con el abecedario y también el principio con la ciudad. Churston, Carmichael Clarke. Y el otro era Bexhill. Vamos a verlo. Vamos por aquí. Mira, Betty Barnard y era de Bexhill. Y la otra era Alice Asher y era de Andover. Coinciden. Bueno, vamos a empezar. Vamos a ver el cuerpo del asesino. Mira esto. Mira esto.
Jab has emptied the victim's pockets and has laid out their contents on this piece of wax cloth.
Un anillo con un escudo.
A
1577.
signet, very probably with the Clarke family's coat of arms. Nothing appears to be missing from this wallet.
De Irlanda, ¿eh?
An oriental dragon. It's an old piece, much older than the pocket watch on which it was fastened. It is pointless.
¿Se puede mirar las listas?
This place is very calming.
Madriguera. ¿De un topo o un conejo? Conejo, ¿no? Roca curiosa. Flores silvestres.
The site is exceptional. It is easy to imagine that Sir Carmichael used to enjoy stopping here every evening. The body is just in front of a bush, one of the only bushes in the surrounding area.
Bueno, vamos a ver el cadáver. Justo por la C.
An ABC guide. The murderer's customary signature, covered in blood this time. The gravel on the path has been sprayed with blood that covers a conical-shaped area, which starts at the body and becomes wider as it moves further from the bush. Sir Carmichael's throat was cut. It's a clean incision, a professional murder. Apart from the wound to the throat, the body is untouched. No cuts, no bruises.
Corte en la garganta. En este vídeo no hay nada más por aquí para ver, ¿no? Bueno, creo que podemos ir a ver dónde está Hastings. Porque más no hay.
I'm not going to leave now. I still have some clues to find.
¿Todavía quedan indicios? Esto ya está terminado.
The site is exceptional. It is easy to imagine that Sir Carmichael used to enjoy stopping here every evening.
El arbusto este también. ¿Qué es lo que quiere mirar? ¿Qué es lo que falta? Aquí está, mira todo. Pues es que no me he mirado todo bien. ¿Y si miro mejor el pasaporte y todo eso?
Nothing appears to be missing from this wallet.
Hay una cabra por ahí. O sea, una pista. El dragón oriental.
An oriental dragon. It's an old piece, much older than the pocket watch on which it was fastened.
Y aquí está todo bien, te hemos mirado el cadáver. Está todo listo. Aquí.
The vegetation behind the bush has been trampled. Let us now try and get our brain cells to work.
O sea, que estaba escondido detrás del arbusto. ¿En qué postura se encontraba Sir Carmichael cuando fue asesinado? Sir Carmichael daba la espalda al arbusto.
Sir Carmichael had his back to the bush when the killer cut his throat from behind. A fatal blow that sprayed blood over a range of more than 1 meter. Let us now try and get our brain cells to work.
Vio a su asesino. Yo creo que le pilló de por espaldas y le hizo un tajo en el cuello, creo. Murió sin ver quién atacaba.
Have you finished, Poirot?
Chief Inspector, many questions remain unanswered, but I am certain of one thing.
A ver, el asesinato fue preparado cuidadosamente porque que haya atacado a una víctima que empiece por C, nombre y apellido, aquí, y la haya pillado por la espalda.
The killer has prepared his crime very carefully.
Quite right. He must have known Sir Carmichael's movements well to plan such an attack.
El asesinato fue muy lento por el tema de la sangre.
The murderer struck with terrible savagery.
Yes, blood flowed. It's the first time he's attacked a man. He armed himself accordingly.
Have you spoken to the victim's family, Chief Inspector?
I've spoken to the brother, Franklin Clarke. I didn't get much out of him. He's yours. I must get the body removed.
Franklin Clarke, el hermano.
To be honest, this inspector seems rather obtuse. I'm counting on your friend Poirot to catch my brother's murderer. Ah, here he is now. Please, Mr. Poirot. Mr. Poirot, this is my brother's secretary, Miss Thora Gray.
Pleased to meet you, Mr. Poirot. Would you like some tea?
No thank you, mademoiselle. I find it hard to digest.
¿Os habéis fijado que tiene como una especie de dragón la secretaría en broche? Y el que ha muerto tenía un reloj con un emblema de dragón. Y aquí se ve como otra especie de dragón. Me pica mucho la curiosidad.
It is not the right time. Hastings does not like very hot tea. He's going to blow on his cup for a good while before drinking. There is something very viril about him.
Hombros cuadrados. No de corbata ajustado.
There is something very viril about him.
Está muy ajustado lo uno del otro. Tez morena.
Franklin Clarke is an adventurer, the sort of man that women like. There is something elegant about her.
Broche antiguo. Blusa clásica y bien entallada. Maquillaje sutil.
She has good taste, except perhaps in her choice of jewelry.
Please excuse me, I have to take care of Lady Clarke.
¿Se va? Hablemos.
My brother's wife is gravely ill. You will probably want to question her, but I fear that it won't be possible today.
I insist, Mr. Clarke. Please allow me to remind you that this is a murder inquiry.
Unfortunately, she is much too ill. She doesn't even know her husband is dead. I'm very sorry, but I'm afraid it's out of the question.
Of course, I understand. Someone set a trap for your brother. Who was familiar with his habits?
Everybody knew he took his evening walk at 8:30, and that he always followed the same path.
¿Tenemos su libro favorito?
Was it a dark night?
It was a new moon. I took a lantern.
So it was you who found the body.
Yes, along with the gardener.
Have you seen any strangers around the house recently?
No. As far as I know, nobody has been near the house.
Miss Clarke.
Oh, Lady Clarke must have fallen from her chair. I have to help Miss Grey get her up.
Hastings, while our host is gone, let's examine the drawing room.
But, Poirot, a gentleman shouldn't...
I take full responsibility. All you have to do is to leave the drawing room door ajar and let me know if anyone is coming.
Era lo que pensaba hacer. Me da que tengo un tiempo, ¿eh? No sé por qué.
A turtle.
Una tortuga.
Dragon, dragon, dragon. Sir Carmichael showed himself to be very consistent in his collection's theme.
¿Galletitas de la suerte?
A dragon. It is an emperor. His place at the center of the table is probably symbolic. A tiger. Homeside's private collection, purchases since 1920. The catalogue for Sir Carmichael Clarke's collection.
Y queda la grulla esta, creo que es.
A crane?
Típico oriental. La tortuga, la grulla y el dragón.
There are some very valuable objects here. Traditional Chinese map. Facsimile. South is on the top of the map.
El sur se encuentra arriba.
Compass point to the south. Bronze and magnetite, Han Dynasty, circa 210 BC, purchased in Hong Kong 1935. Sir Carmichael's collection could rival that of a major museum. The interior is richly decorated.
Estatuilla de cerámica, tapiz de seda bordada. Panel de madera pintada. Y tiene kunais y tiene...
Dragon. Sir Carmichael showed himself to be very consistent in his collection's theme. It's locked.
Bueno, tenemos puzzle aquí. A ver lo que nos toca, ya verás.
The cardinal points. This book could maybe help me. Each cardinal point is associated with one animal and one color. In the middle sits the imperial dragon, and out of respect, all the others are turned towards him.
Todos miran hacia él. No sé si aquí faltarán cosas. Espérate, no.
It is blocked.
Vale, ese está bloqueado. No se puede mirar por los lados. Vale, pues directamente.
Turtle, the dragon, the crane, and the tiger. I think I've already seen this motif somewhere.
Pues eso estaba en la mesa. ¿Esto qué es? Todos miran hacia él. Pero no sé a qué se refiere esto. Es que no sé. Voy a acercarme. Espérate, mira, no. Rojo, azul, blanco y negro. Rojo, Azul. Aquí. ¿Ves? Creo que ya más o menos. Azul, negro, negro, rojo. Vale. Ahora, si de acaso, tiene que estar esto más o menos bien colocado.
The position of each motif resembles that of those on the table. Position of each motif resembles that of those on the table.
Pero hay algo que no me cuadra porque... esto sí que está negro, negro y azul. Pero eso está rojo, azul.
I think I heard a bang. Could
Ahora.
it be this cupboard?
Y todos se estaban mirando, ¿eh?
This is interesting.
Falta un cuchillo. ¿Puede ser del asesinato?
These daggers are only ceremonial weapons. I do not think that the crime weapon is here. Ernest Logan, MD, Brighton Cancer Institute, 201 Dusk Road, Brighton, Sussex. To Sir Carmichael Clarke, MD, Comside Churston, Devon. Brighton, 1935, January the 5th. As a man of science, I owe it to you to be completely frank. Lady Clarke, your wife is suffering from a generalized terminal cancer. I confess I didn't suspect anything like that during the first exams. But with the test results I have received today, there is unfortunately no place for doubt. I estimate that Lady Clarke's life expectancy is no more than 1 year. Hospitalization would not help in her case, so I advise you to keep her at home and provide her with as much morphine as required to ease her last moments. Yours sincerely, Ernest Logan.
Here's Miss Gray.
Pero mira, señora Gray.
Sorry to keep you waiting. Lady Clarke's condition requires regular care. I believe you want to ask me a few questions.
Indeed, mademoiselle. This porcelain is remarkable. Is it old?
It's about 3 centuries old, I believe. Wait, let me find the reference.
Tres siglos y están aquí comiendo en el plato. Vale.
She appears to be very flustered.
Parece que ha llorado, mira.
She's unable to hide her emotion, and her makeup has been disturbed.
¿Besada?
I think that this young woman has just been kissed.
Es por el pinta.
Here? Teapot with black dragon, Gangshi period, end of the 17th century. It is a rare piece with unusual colours.
You have a good knowledge of art history.
Acquired while working with Sir Carmichael. I used to help him manage his collection and choose his new acquisitions.
Vamos a esto.
Did you have a good relationship with your employer?
He treated me well, and I am sorry for his death.
Have you seen any strangers hanging around in the past few days?
No. Nobody has been near Comside.
Tell me what happened last night.
After dinner? Well, I did some sewing, and then I went to bed. I was woken by the telephone at 11. I heard Franklin Clarke speaking with the gardener. They left with some lanterns, and they found the body.
What are your feelings about Franklin Clarke?
What an odd question. Of course I think he's a good man. He's energetic, nice, very sociable.
Prudente.
Miss Gray, if I may be so bold, please do not take offence. My friend has rather unusual methods, but all he wants is to find the murderer.
Yes, I understand. I must rest. Please excuse me.
No creo que haya sido tan rudo yo.
Earlier, you asked me to watch the living room door for you. I don't wish to be indiscreet, but sometimes a gentleman stumbles upon a secret without intending to.
That is sometimes the case.
And I saw Franklin Clarke kissing Miss Gray at the foot of the stairs.
Do you think this is a common occurrence?
No, I saw emotion, intensity. I think it was their first kiss.
Well done, mon ami. Well spotted.
However, I don't think I completely understand this business. Why did Sir Carmichael not defend himself? He appeared to have been active and strong.
The murderer did not give him a chance. Let us try and reconstruct the scene.
Me la atacaron por la espalda. ¿Ya? Esto se hace normalmente casi al final, normalmente.
Sir Clarke is taking his customary walk. Our killer is hiding behind a bush.
Espera un poco, porque es pasado.
The old man walks quietly along the gravel path. Then he turns towards the sea to gaze at it.
Que aquí es cuando ataca.
The killer leaves his hiding place on the right-hand side. He approaches silently over the grass.
Digo ya.
Then he throws himself on his prey and cuts the poor man's throat. He then lays down the ABC before leaving. Everything appears to match the crime scene, mon cher Hastings. That is exactly what happened.
Lo hemos hecho bien.
Oh, just a minute. I'm getting dressed.
Mr. Kirst, have you recently returned from Churston?
Yes, indeed I have.
Have you seen the papers? And to think that you might have rubbed shoulders with the killer. Imagine that. Mr. Kirst, are you all right? You don't seem well.
My apologies. My throat is burning and my head feels heavy. It's ever since the war, you know. Since my injury, my head has never been the same.
Alexander Bonaparte Kust. ABC. Aquí lo tenemos.
Poirot, it's a pleasure to be with you again after all these years. I looked for a gift to thank you, and I found this propelling pencil.
An authentic collector's item. You spoil me, mon ami.
And you more so by sharing investigations.
Do not underestimate the help you are to me, Hastings. Intellect is not everything. There is also goodwill, and you are not short of that. Later, I will ask you to help me tidy up the room and bring some chairs. Our guest will be here soon.
Ah, is Thora Grey coming?
Naturally. She is a fascinating young woman, n'est-ce pas?
Oh, come on, Poirot. I'm a married man. And Miss Grey has already been courted by Franklin Clarke. Poirot, our guests will be here soon. We must prepare ourselves.
Vale.
I should take advantage of the silence to examine them.
Vamos a parar aquí. Acabas de conseguir un objeto modificable. Para ello selecciona el objeto en el inventario y pulsa el icono. Un objeto modificable. El icono solo es accesible cuando existe una posibilidad de modificación. ¿Qué es esto? Yo iba para allá, pero me parece que ya no me van a dejar. Bigote seductor. ¿Qué es esto? ¿Esto es lo que se puede modificar? Tuvo que desmontar por el bien de la investigación. No sé para qué quiero yo el muelle. Pero vamos a dejar el capítulo aquí. Están todos los de los anteriores casos. Vamos a tener una charla con ellos. Bastante interesante el caso de Charleston y de Carmichael Clarke. Lo dejamos aquí y espero que os haya gustado el capítulo. Un placer estar con todos vosotros. Aquí Tori 22, 380. Veremos muy pronto. Hasta luego, gente. Chao.